Payment of bride price is one of the cultures that seems to make parents view girl children as a source of wealth. This makes continuous the practice of early and forced marriages in some societies of Africa.
The one who pays the highest number of cows at the end of the day will get married to the girl, regardless of her age, regardless of the age of a man.
If you want to get married, you would be charged 200 cows, 300 cows. So it's not easy. So it's a cultural thing.
In some countries, female genital mutilation is seen as a sign of maturity, whereas it is a criminal offense in Uganda. In some neighboring countries, it is not. This equally is seen to be a fueling factor for early and forced marriages.
In Uganda, we have a very, very strong FGM law. But because of the non-coordination between Uganda and Kenya, the children in Uganda are taken to Kenya for FGM, and Kenya never complains. But Uganda is busy hunting them, but they go and do it in Kenya and then come back to marry, because the moment you undertake FGM, you are ready for marriage.
It is the men who are marrying these women. Even with issues of FGM, it is the men who are saying they cannot marry uncircumcised girls. So all these organizations, I beg, should redirect their forces and attention to the men, to the male gender.
All these were reactions to a presentation by Maria Malomaloma, a Zimbabwean national who conducted a study on early marriages. Of concern is the fact that 12 million girls are forced into early marriage globally. 40% of these are recorded to be from sub-Saharan Africa, with poverty cited as one of the leading causes.
So 650 million women who are alive today were married before the age of 18. And that includes my mother and so many women that you probably know. 115 million men alive today were married before the age of 18. This means that globally, an estimated 765 million men and women alive were married before the age of 18.
The situation is worse in conflict situations where refugees are generated.
So many girls they get forced marriage during the war, the conflict. They are raped, they are affected. Some separate with their children, their family, like when we went to Naki Valley. So many young children are in the camp, very young. They came alone, they are orphans. And they are there with those boys. What do you think happens at night? They can be raped, they are exposed to forced marriage, and sometimes they give children to families who are not their parents. A child, a girl is given to a family who is not their parents. What do you think will happen there?
How do we then reshape our cultures to ensure that we make noticeable steps towards saving these communities from early child marriages? Because if you come to my county, like she said, and if I'm vying for my seat and I start talking against FGM, against child marriages, against everything, I am touching on raw nerves on culture.
So, members of the Forum for Great Lakes Parliaments are meeting in Kampala.
We are the voice of the people. And by coming together the way we've come together, our coordination, our unity, and speaking with one purpose is what is going to really ensure that we put pressure on specific governments, of course with the blessing of our heads of state, so that we can ensure that we have peace and security in this region.
The development of comprehensive durable solution for problems of refugees and displaced persons is crucial to harness peace, security, and development in the Great Lakes region.
The two-day conference is on the theme: the challenge of child marriages in the Great Lakes region, the role of Parliament in the fight against the vice. Henry Okrut, UBC.
China, come in as well.